My child, you are not here by accident. You are chosen to receive this message before time, because tonight I will visit you. Yes, you heard me right. Tonight I am going to visit you, and there is a reason behind my visitation. I know you have a lot of questions, and your heart is filled with wonder, curiosity, and perhaps even a touch of fear. But do not be afraid, for I am not a God of confusion or chaos. I am the God of order, of love, of purpose, and of divine timing. My visitation is not to bring you harm, but to reveal to you the depths of my love, the clarity of your purpose, and the power of my plans for your life. You see, my child, I have known you since before the foundations of the world were laid. I formed you in your mother's womb with my own hands, and I breathed into you the breath of life. You are not a mistake, nor are you an afterthought. You are a masterpiece, crafted with intention and precision. Every detail of your being, your thoughts, your dreams, your talents, your struggles has been carefully woven together by me. I know the number of hairs on your head, and I am intimately acquainted with every detail of your life. I see your joys, your sorrows, your victories, and your failures. And yet, I love you unconditionally, for my love is not based on your performance but on my nature. I am love, and I cannot help but love you. Tonight, as I visit you, I want to remind you of this truth: you are mine. You belong to me, and I am with you always. I have not brought you this far to abandon you. I have not placed dreams in your heart to leave them unfulfilled. I have not allowed you to face trials and challenges without a purpose. Every season of your life, every mountain and every valley, has been orchestrated by me to shape you, to refine you, and to prepare you for the destiny I have prepared for you. You may not always understand my ways, but I ask you to trust me. Trust that I am working all things together for your good, even when the path seems unclear. My child, I see the burdens you carry. I see the weight of your worries, the heaviness of your heart, and the doubts that sometimes cloud your mind. You wonder if you are enough, if you are doing enough, if you are loved enough. Let me assure you, you are enough because I am enough. I have already provided everything you need through my Son, Jesus Christ. His sacrifice on the cross was the ultimate demonstration of my love for you. Through him you have been redeemed, forgiven, and made new. You no longer have to strive to earn my love or my approval. It is already yours. Rest in this truth, and let it anchor your soul. Tonight, as I visit you, I want to pour my peace into your heart, a peace that surpasses all understanding, peace that will guard your heart and mind in Christ Jesus. I know the world around you is filled with chaos, uncertainty, and fear, but I am not of this world, and neither are you. You are a citizen of my kingdom, and my kingdom is unshakable. No matter what storms may rage around you, you can stand firm in the assurance of my promises. I will never leave you nor forsake you. I am your refuge and your strength, a very present help in times of trouble. My child, I also want to speak to you about your purpose. You have been created for a specific reason, and I have placed within you unique gifts and talents that are meant to be used for my glory. You may not always see the full picture, but I do. I see the lives you will touch, the hearts you will inspire, and the impact you will make. Do not underestimate the power of your obedience, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem. When you walk in alignment with my will, You become a vessel of my love and grace to a world that desperately needs it. Your life is a testimony of my goodness, and I want to use you in ways you cannot even imagine. I know there are times when you feel inadequate, when you compare yourself to others and feel like you fall short. But my child, comparison is a thief of joy and a distraction from your purpose. You are not called to be anyone else. You are called to be you, the unique, one-of-a-kind creation I made you to be. Embrace your individuality and trust that I have equipped you with everything you need to fulfill your calling. When you feel weak, remember that my strength is made perfect in your weakness. When you feel uncertain, remember that I am the author and finisher of your faith. When you feel alone, remember that I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Tonight, as I visit you, I want to ignite a fresh fire within your spirit, a fire of passion, of purpose, of unwavering faith. I want to remind you that you are not alone in this journey. I have surrounded you with a cloud of witnesses, angels, loved ones who have gone before you, and fellow believers who are cheering you on. You are part of a greater story, a divine narrative that is unfolding according to my perfect plan. Your life is a thread in the tapestry of my kingdom, and every thread is essential. Do not discount your role, for it is vital to the completion of the picture. My child, I also want to address the doubts and fears that sometimes creep into your heart. You wonder if you are truly hearing my voice, if you are on the right path, if you are making the right decisions. Let me assure you, I am not a God who hides from you. I am a God who reveals myself to those who seek me with all their heart. If you draw near to me, I will draw near to you. If you seek me, you will find me. My word is a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. It will guide you, instruct you, and give you wisdom for every decision you face. Do not lean on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge me, and I will direct your paths. I know there are times when you feel overwhelmed by the responsibilities and challenges of life. You wonder how you will make it through, how you will overcome the obstacles in your way. But my child, I am the God of the impossible. What seems insurmountable to you is but a small thing to me. I parted the Red Sea. I brought water from a rock. I fed thousands with a few loaves and fish, and I raised the dead to life. There is nothing too hard for me. When you feel like you are at the end of your strength, that is when my power is made perfect. Cast your burdens on me, for I care for you. Let me carry the weight of your worries, and let me fight the battles you cannot win on your own. Tonight, as I visit you, I want to remind you of the power of prayer. Prayer is not just a ritual or a religious duty. It is a lifeline to me. It is the means by which you communicate with me, pour out your heart, and receive my guidance and strength. Do not underestimate the power of your prayers, for they move mountains and shake the heavens. When you pray, you invite me into your situation, and I am able to work in ways that surpass your understanding. Pray without ceasing, and watch as I move on your behalf. My child, I also want to speak to you about the importance of gratitude. In a world that is often focused on what is lacking, I want you to cultivate a heart of thankfulness. Gratitude shifts your perspective and opens your eyes to the blessings that surround you. Even in the midst of trials, there is always something to be thankful for. When you give thanks, you acknowledge my goodness and my faithfulness, and you create an atmosphere for miracles to happen. A grateful heart is a magnet for my presence and my power. As I visit you tonight, I want to remind you of the power of my word. My word is alive and active, sharper than any two-edged sword. It has the power to transform your mind, renew your spirit, and bring life to your soul. Meditate on my word day and night, and let it dwell richly in your heart. It is your source of truth, your anchor in the storm, and your guide in the journey of life. When you hide my word in your heart, you equip yourself to overcome every challenge and walk in victory. My child, I also want to encourage you to walk in love. Love is the greatest commandment, and it is the mark of my disciples. Love is not just a feeling, it is a choice, an action, a way of life. Love those who are easy to love, and love those who are difficult to love. Love your enemies, bless those who curse you, and pray for those who persecute you. When you walk in love, you reflect my character and bring glory to my name. Love has the power to heal, to restore, and to transform. Let love be the guiding force in your life, and watch as it changes everything around you. Tonight, as I visit you, I want to remind you of the importance of community. You are not meant to walk this journey alone. I have placed people in your life to encourage you, support you, and walk alongside you. Do not isolate yourself, but lean into the relationships I have given you. Be vulnerable, be authentic, and be willing to both give and receive love. Together you are stronger, and together you can accomplish great things for my kingdom. My child, I also want to speak to you about the power of forgiveness. Holding on to bitterness and resentment only weighs you down and hinders your relationship with me. Forgiveness is not always easy, but it is necessary. When you forgive, you release the burden of the past and open the door to my healing and restoration. Forgiveness does not mean that what happened was okay, but it means that you are choosing to let go and trust me to bring justice and redemption. Forgive as I have forgiven you, and experience the freedom that comes with it. As I visit you tonight, I want to remind you of the hope that is found in me. No matter how dark the night may seem, the dawn is always coming. I am the God of hope, and I fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in me. Your future is bright, for I have plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Do not lose heart, for your labor in me is not in vain. Keep your eyes fixed on me, and I will lead you into the fullness of your destiny. My child, I love you more than words can express. My love for you is everlasting, unchanging, and unconditional. Nothing can separate you from my love, not your past, not your mistakes, not your doubts, not your fears. You are my beloved, and I am well pleased with you. Rest in my love, and let it fill every corner of your heart. Ibiyah. Tonight, as I visit you, I want you to know that you are never alone. I am with you always, and I will never let you go. You are mine, and I am yours, forever. My child, as I continue to speak to you, I want you to understand the profound significance of my visitation and the visitations of divine beings to those I have chosen. Throughout history, I have sent my messengers, angels, prophets, and even my own presence to those whom I have called for a specific purpose. These visitations are never random or without meaning. They are divine appointments, moments where heaven touches earth, where the eternal intersects with the temporal, and where my will is revealed in ways that transform lives and shape destinies. You are not the first to receive such a visitation, nor will you be the last. From the beginning of time I have chosen individuals to carry out my plans, to be vessels of my glory, and to fulfill purposes that extend far beyond their own understanding. When I visit, it is always with intention. It is always to reveal, to guide, to comfort, to instruct, or to prepare. My visitations are marked by my presence, my power, and my love, and they leave an indelible mark on those who experience them. Consider the story of Abraham, my friend. I visited him in the form of 3 men, and through that visitation I confirmed my covenant with him. I promised him that he would be the father of many nations, and that through his descendants all the nations of the earth would be blessed. That visitation was not just a moment of fellowship. It was a divine encounter that set the course of history in motion. Abraham's faith was strengthened, his destiny was clarified, and his life was forever changed because I chose to visit him. Think of Moses, who encountered me in the burning bush. That was no ordinary bush, and it was no ordinary moment. It was a visitation of my presence, a revelation of my holiness, and a commissioning of my servant. I called Moses to lead my people out of Egypt, to deliver them from bondage, and to bring them into the land I had promised. That visitation was the turning point in Moses' life, the moment when he stepped into his calling and became the deliverer I had destined him to be. Through that visitation I revealed my name, my character, and my power, and I set in motion the redemption of my people. Remember Jacob, who wrestled with me through the night. That was a visitation of struggle, of transformation, and of blessing. Jacob was a man who had lived by his own strength and cunning, but in that encounter he came face to face with me. I touched him. I changed his name, and I changed his heart. From that day forward, he was no longer Jacob the deceiver, but Israel, the one who struggled with God and prevailed. That visitation marked the beginning of a new chapter in Jacob's life, a chapter defined by my presence and my blessing. Consider Mary, the mother of Jesus, who was visited by the angel Gabriel. That visitation was a moment of divine announcement, a revelation of my plan for the salvation of humanity. Through that visitation, Mary was chosen to bear the Son of God, to be the vessel through which my love would enter the world. She was given a purpose that was beyond her comprehension, but she responded with faith and obedience, saying, "Behold, I am the servant of the Lord. Let it be to me according to your word." That visitation was the beginning of the greatest story ever told, the story of my Son, Jesus Christ, who would save the world from sin and death. Think of the shepherds on the night of Jesus' birth, who were visited by a host of angels. That visitation was a proclamation of good news, a declaration of my glory, and a revelation of my love. The shepherds were ordinary men, going about their ordinary lives, but in that moment they were chosen to witness the extraordinary. They were the first to hear the news of the Savior's birth, and they were the first to go and see him. That visitation was a reminder that I often choose the humble, the lowly, and the overlooked to be the recipients of my greatest revelations. Remember Saul, who was on his way to Damascus to persecute my followers when I visited him in a blinding light. That visitation was a moment of divine interruption, a revelation of my truth, and a transformation of a life. Saul, who was once an enemy of the gospel, became Paul, the apostle who would carry my message to the Gentiles. That visitation was the turning point in Paul's life, the moment when he encountered my Son, Jesus Christ, and was forever changed. Through that visitation I revealed my grace, my power, and my purpose, and I set Paul on a path that would change the course of history. My child, these are just a few examples of the many visitations recorded in my word, but they all have one thing in common. They were moments of divine encounter, moments where I revealed myself, my will, and my love to those I had chosen. Each visitation had a purpose, a reason, and a result. Each one was a step in the unfolding of my plan, a piece in the puzzle of my kingdom, and a testament to my faithfulness. Tonight, as I visit you, I want you to understand that this moment is no less significant. This visitation is not just for you, but for the fulfillment of my purposes in your life and in the world around you. I have chosen you just as I chose Abraham, Moses, Jacob, Mary, the shepherds, and Paul. I have called you by name, and I have set you apart for a purpose that is greater than you can imagine. This visitation is a reminder of my presence, my power, and my love. It is a moment of revelation, of commissioning, and of transformation. I know that you may feel unworthy, inadequate, or unprepared for what I am calling you to do. But my child, I do not call the equipped, I equip the called. I do not choose those who are perfect, but those who are willing. I do not look at your ability, but at your availability. When I visit, I bring with me everything you need to fulfill the purpose I have for you. I bring my presence, my power, my wisdom, and my grace. I bring my love, my peace, and my joy. I bring my word, my spirit, and my promises. I bring all of me, and I give all of me to you. This visitation is also a call to action. It is a call to step out in faith, to trust in me, and to obey my voice. It is a call to rise up, to take your place, and to fulfill your destiny. It is a call to be bold, to be courageous, and to be confident in my promises. It is a call to be a light in the darkness, a voice in the wilderness, and a vessel of my love. It is a call to be my hands and feet, to be my ambassador, and to be my witness in the world. So, my child, as I visit you tonight, I want you to know that you are chosen, you are loved, and you are called. You are mine, and I am yours forever.